So, I don't normally do a lot of book recommendations unless it's for a review. And this one is going to be a little different in that it's going to be like a review and a book recommendation. Well, one of the two, honestly. It's going to be either or, TBH. So, this is basically a recommendation for why you should check out Moonshine. Moonshine is an Image comic that has recently ended. I think it ended about last year, like early last year, with 28 issues. Yeah, 28 issues is not a lot, I know, but like, it tells a whole coherent story. And it's basically 5 trades. The first volume is like with most Image books, $9.99, which is how they get you with a good first volume, and have it that it's it's basically just a like how they get you with the first volume, and then they gotta pay more. So yeah. But that's the thing, is that this is definitely worth it. All 5 books are worth it. Now, let's talk about the premise and the writers. So the writer is Brian Azzarello, who most of you guys would know best from like Joker, as well as the Luthor book and the Flashpoint Batman book. And he's also done other comics like 100 Bullets and a few others. And the artwork is done by Eduardo Riso. I'd show you some of the artwork, but that would probably get me in trouble with YouTube because, shocker, this is not for kids. This is not a kiddie book. This is in no way, shape, or form a comic for a younger audience. So, take that. Let's talk about the story. So the books, the comic is set during Prohibition era, and what is going on is that a gangster from New York by the name of Lou Pirlo is sent to the Ozarks in order to secure a new deal with a family led by their patriarch Hiram Holt. Unfortunately, what the big secret is that Hiram's 2 kids, Enos and Tempest, his adopted children, are werewolves, and Lou has been bitten by Tempest and is now cursed, as you can imagine, is cursed to become a werewolf, and in doing so, he is now forced onto this journey in order to get his life back together because, it doesn't exactly go well. So this is the first volume, but throughout the all 5 volumes, you follow Lou as he goes through this just agonizing journey across Prohibition era, the Prohibition era U.S. Like, he gets arrested, he goes to jail, then he goes to New Orleans, then he's in Cleveland, then he's back in New York, and along the way, you do get this whole sense of just, Prohibition era sucked, and this was not a time to enjoy yourself. This was a time of hardship, and if you were a gangster, you were a made man. But adding that with the werewolf lore. For those who don't know, I really do enjoy gangster era stuff and horror stuff, especially werewolf. So this comic felt like it was tailor-made for me. Werewolves and gangsters, yay. This is a very brutal comic. This is, like I said, not a comic for kids. This is violence in its most graphic form. Like, there are some people who get killed in this book that just make me go, holy shit, because it just gets violent at some point, and it's down and dirty. There is some serious brutality here. Now, I will say that this comic definitely reads better in trade. It's definitely a comic that reads so much better in trade, because there are issues or several chapters where you will not see a werewolf transformation every time. it's more about building up. It like these books build up to that epic moment, and when it happens, you're like, holy shit, it was definitely worth it, and we just get to see werewolves rip at each other. It deals a lot with voodoo magic. It deals a lot with the state of what the country was like during Prohibition era. This is some serious stuff, like some serious heavy stuff that goes on in here, and I absolutely love it. Brian Azzarello knows how to tell a brutal story and a story you can follow, although I will admit some of his stuff over at DC is a little edgelord, but that's neither here nor there. If you want to check out like something that isn't really that it's really kind of against the grain, and want to check something out that is a good werewolf story, here's your comic right here. It's Goodfellas meets American Werewolf in London. What more could you ask for? So there's my recommendation for why you should read Moonshine. If you have read Moonshine, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.